Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your host who bleeds purple and gold, Isaac here. So, free agency this week has begun, and just to put it to you plainly, the Vikings for the first 2 days has been actually pretty quiet for the most part. They had 3 re-signs, 1 free agent signing, and the only thing I believe that the big news for fans for Vikings is whether they get Kyler Murray from the Arizona Cardinals or not, but I don't think I'm going to touch on it too much, but I'll talk a little bit about it because we all know Kyler Murray is cut and that the Cardinals are willing to eat a ton of cap for the next 2 years, and the Vikings are not really a big part of that cap, but the Cardinals. So basically, the reason why I say Kyler Murray might be signing with the Vikings because before the signing of Geno Smith, it was either between the Jets and the Vikings, but the Jets are out of the picture because now they are signing former Jet Geno Smith where he spent his rookie season. So basically, the Jets are out of the picture. So that means that the Vikings are in on Kyler Murray. I'll have to see it to believe it. But for right now, let's talk about some of the news that's been happening for the first 2 days. So on the first day, starting off with the re-signing of Eric Wilson. This was basically my favorite kind of news. This guy, he has been a big part of why the Vikings were a top 5 defense in 2025. He's been making, and you can tell, this dude's making play after play after play. And this was definitely a move the Vikings needed to make. So that means he is staying. Eric Wilson is staying. And then, for another bit of news, the Vikings have restructured Justin Jefferson. Well, actually, yeah, they did restructure Justin Jefferson, which means he's going to stay. No surprise there. They restructure Christian Darrisaw, and they restructure TJ Hawkinson. Look, I know what I said about him, so that means that since after the end of the season, he's had a down year, but that restructure means he's going to only be a Viking for 2026, and then the Vikings will cut him. So they saved a ton of money there. Good for them. So he's only going to be a tight end for 1 year, but still shouldn't stop Rob Brzezinski from making a move at tight end either in free agency or in the draft. So go for that. What other news? Basically, let's talk. And they also re-signed Andrew T. Poala, the long snapper for the Vikings. So he's staying with Minnesota. Some former Vikings that went to certain different players. Ryan Wright went to the New Orleans Saints, which I was shocked to hear that the Vikings actually were going to move on from right now. I did not think that would be a possibility. I thought they would keep him because his punts and all that is off the charts. He's been absolutely balling out, but eventually So basically, I'm guessing the Vikings don't have the money to keep him, really, per se. So they're cutting Ryan Wright. And, I mean, they did cut Wright. Not they didn't. Not that they're going to. They already did. Jalen Naylor is heading to the Raiders. So, I mean, Jalen Naylor, yeah, he's had a great season. So, I mean, I'm kind of not surprised and surprised at the same time, but I mean, it was needed either way. So, you'll have to find. So, that's a little bit dicey where you have to find a wide receiver 3 spot. I would say maybe. I don't know who you look for. Basically, as far as the draft, maybe you go. I don't know. And then as far as like some cuts the Vikings made, they made, I believe, a couple cuts. They. Oh yeah. Also, wait, hold on. Before I get to that, they also restructured Christian Darrisaw. So, I mean, I get it though. Yes, but it's been annoying with the injuries, and we're always having to rely on another a backup left tackle to take Darisaw's spot. But when he's healthy, he is a stone wall of a player. So Christian Darrisaw, he's staying. So good for him. And then and now we get to the players they cut. They cut Aaron Jones. So this doesn't really surprise me because Aaron Jones is like 30 years old, and I mean, I would understand that they were skeptical about keeping him as far as I'm concerned. So they were a little skeptical. So my guess is that they want to move on and find a more versatile and younger running back paired up with Jordan Mason, which makes sense because with Aaron Jones, I mean, as a 30-year-old, he was still really solid, but they wanted to upgrade, which I believe so, maybe to be a true RB1. So, and then they didn't cut this player on offense, but Ryan Kelly, the center, is retiring. I'm sure we've all said this dude has had a history of concussions. He can't stay healthy. So I feel like it's better if they cut him. But they didn't have to because Ryan Kelly retired at a pretty young age, like I forgot what age he was when he just retired, but good for Ryan Kelly. I mean, it just was not meant to work out. I will always praise Kwesi, even though I think he still stinks at his job for going after center, but he just could not stay healthy. So they are cutting ties with Ryan Kelly. And they cut both defensive tackles, Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. Thank God. I was hoping at some point, I wasn't assuming, but I had the assumption, but I also could see them saying, it was a down year, we'll try to we'll see what they can do the next year to see if they improve, which they shouldn't, which thank God they did this because you cannot risk another down season with these guys, and it was like they were never with the Vikings in the first place. 2 sacks combined for the both of them, while Jalen Redmond with the limited snaps had more quarterback pressures and more sacks. I mean, that's just unacceptable. So Rob Brzezinski, I would say so far, is doing a serviceable job so far, and also for basically last, but the Vikings did sign one free agent on Monday. They signed James Pierre, from a cornerback from the Pittsburgh Steelers. he's mostly known for as a bench player or a player on special teams, but he does have some spark as far as the stats go, where he would start some games with the Steelers. He actually had his career best last season in 2025. So, I mean, could he be a formidable starter for the Vikings? I have no idea. But I tell you what, he could be a decent depth piece depending on how the Vikings want to handle the 53-man roster and where they go as far as depth. So, overall, other than that, I mean, I did mention the other pre-free agent, but other than that, there hasn't been too much going on in free agency. I'm guessing the Vikings are just biding their time, scouting so they make sure they don't get the wrong pick for the wrong free agent or whatever, which I guess I'm fine with. I just hope they make a move. Hopefully they make a move by free agency's end. So we'll see what Rob Brzezinski and the rest, but other than that, not too bad, I guess. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think and how the Vikings free agency has gone so far. Let me know what you think about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skull Vikings.